Hello and welcome to World News by Denis Halandzovskyi. If you value measured, fact-based reporting and thoughtful media analysis, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share your perspective. As 2025 draws to a close, we take a look back at how the global media, from newspapers and television to digital platforms, covered one of the most polarizing figures in contemporary politics, Donald Trump. In 2025, Donald Trump continued to dominate headlines worldwide. Unlike many political figures whose presence fades after an election, Trump's story remained active throughout the year, generating coverage on multiple fronts. One of the most persistent themes was his ongoing legal battles and public statements. Court cases, lawsuits, and legal controversies involving Trump received extensive reporting, prompting deep analyses from both political and legal commentators. Newsrooms repeatedly framed these developments in ways that reflected broader debates about accountability, justice, and the intersection of law and politics. Another core strand of coverage involved Trump's influence on domestic and international policy. Even after leaving the White House, his statements about foreign affairs, from US-China relations to NATO and Middle East politics, continued to shape political discourse. Media outlets tracked every speech, tweet, and comment, analyzing not just content, but intent, audience, and potential impact. Cultural coverage also played a significant role. Documentaries, opinion pieces, social media trends, and even entertainment coverage blurred lines between politics and popular media. Trump's persona, as both a political actor and a public brand, was dissected through profiles, roundtable discussions, and retrospectives that drew millions of readers and viewers. This saturation carried both praise and criticism. Supportive commentators lauded what they saw as Trump's unfiltered communication style and ability to energize certain segments of the electorate. Critics, on the other hand, warned about the dangers of persistent media amplification, arguing that sensational coverage often rewarded controversy over substance. Across continents, different media ecosystems responded in distinctive ways. Western outlets grappled with internal debates over bias and balance, while international media covered Trump not just as a US political phenomenon, but as a figure with global influence on geopolitics, diplomacy, and democratic norms. Examining how Trump was covered in 2025 reveals deeper trends in the media landscape itself. Polarization became self-reinforcing. News coverage often reflected, and in some cases intensified, political divides. Outlets aligned more closely with particular ideological perspectives tended to frame Trump's actions as either vindication or threat. This contributed to audience segmentation, where the same event was interpreted in sharply divergent ways across different platforms. The rise of digital and social media analysis. Traditional newsrooms relied increasingly on real-time data from social networks to shape coverage. Viral posts, trending topics, and instant reactions became part of editorial decision-making, while pundits and influencers, alongside journalists, competed for attention and narrative control. Legal and ethical debates over reporting standards. In response to relentless coverage, many editorial teams reassessed how they approached verification, sourcing, and contextual framing. Journalists wrestled with questions about accuracy versus speed and impartiality versus accountability reporting. Some newsrooms developed new guidelines to ensure that coverage of Trump-related events was grounded in verifiable facts, not speculation. International perspectives highlighted different stakes. While US media often framed Trump's presence in terms of internal politics, audiences abroad were more likely to interpret the coverage through lenses of global stability, alliance posture, and foreign policy direction. This divergence mattered. In Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, headlines about Trump were read as signals of broader geopolitical tendencies, not just domestic spectacle. The cumulative effect was a year where Trump remained unavoidable in news cycles. Whether through court rulings, speeches, interviews, social media activity, or cultural references, his name was present in stories about justice, security, diplomacy, and society. In many ways, the media's coverage of Trump in 2025 became a mirror, reflecting not only events, but the ways in which media itself evolves in response to powerful personalities. Thank you for watching this 2025 media year in review on World News by Denis Halandzovskyi. If you found this analysis insightful, please subscribe, leave a comment, and share your thoughts on how media shapes political narratives. Independent reporting and thoughtful reflection help us all make sense of a complex world. Stay informed, and we'll see you in the next update.